Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me for my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. This year of movies is stacked to the brim from February all the way to December, but I have 10 movies that I'm really excited for. So let's get into the list. Let's start with number 10. Killers of the Flower Moon, a new crime drama directed by Martin Scorsese, telling the story of, in the 1920s, discovering the mass murder of the Osage tribe and how J. Edgar Hoover is maybe involved in it. It's starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Jesse Plemons, Robert De Niro, and a whole slew of cast of other great actors as well. It seems really interesting what the story is and something I've never heard about before, and I'm always interested to see a dramatization of a story I've never heard about, and I'm learning something at the same time as well as being entertained. So I'm really excited to see this. I'm a big fan of Leo, as everyone else is, and I'm excited to see what this movie brings. Coming at number 9 is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Not much is known about this movie, surprisingly, even though it's supposed to be coming out at the end of this year. But the first Aquaman I thought was great, very underrated superhero film. It made $1 billion for a reason, and I think Jason Momoa has grown as an actor since that first movie, and I'm excited to see where they take this character. I like the reinvention that they did of Aquaman, and hopefully they take it to, the next step and just go even bigger, even though that first movie was epic. James Wan is becoming one of my favorite directors, and I'm really excited to see, now that he proved himself with the first movie that he can make a superhero blockbuster, that he gets to put his little more creative touches into the movie and have a little bit more control. So I'm excited to see where they go with this character and what they do with the Amber Heard issue. But besides that, I think it's going to be great. Coming at number 8 is another DC movie, another movie that we don't know much about, and that's Black Adam, starring Dwayne Johnson. And he said that this movie is going to change the landscape of DC movies. I'm a fan of the DC movies. Some of them are, shaky here and there, but for the most part, I like most of them because they feel different. And the trailer for this one felt real dark and really violent. And I'm interested to see where they take this character. Is he going to be a villain? Because Dwayne Johnson, for the most part, has never played a villain that I know of. He's always the anti-hero or a straight hero. So I'm excited to see if they keep this character a villain or move him into the anti-hero space where he's kind of more like a Deadpool kind of character, but it's more serious. But there's also rumors of the Justice League Society is going to be in this movie, and maybe Superman. So I'm excited to see what happens when we get a full trailer. This might move up my list, but right now it's number 8. Coming in at number 7, Black Panther 2: Wakanda Forever. We don't know anything about this movie because of the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman. Why I'm interested in the most in this is, obviously I love Black Panther 1, but I'm excited to see how they pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman and then pass his torch and move on past that, loss that we have. Obviously, the first thing we think is Shuri's going to take up the mantle because she's his sister and bloodline next in line. But I'm excited to see, who else has to step up now that Chadwick Boseman is gone. And there's a big rumor that Namor the Samaritan is going to be either the villain or one of the main antagonists in the film. And I'm excited to see him because he is one of the fiercest Black Panther rivals in the comic books. So I'm hoping that he comes in and just wrecks stuff and make a real big stamp. I'm really excited mostly to see what they do with Shuri as Black Panther versus Namor. I think that'll be a really interesting dynamic. Coming at number 6 is Lightyear by Pixar. I'm really excited about this because I'm a fan of Chris Evans, and I really grew up on the Buzz Lightyear cartoon, and this looks like that, but with Pixar animation, beautiful Disney animation that they have. And I'm really excited to see where they take the story and what they're going to do with the character. It seems like it's going to be a little bit more serious than the animation and Toy Story, but we don't really know what the whole thing is about this. It seems like this is going to be the beginning years of his career, and I just wonder what the full story is going to be. But I'm just really excited because of the way the animation is. Chris Evans' voice in him, I think, is going to be great. And just to see how they fill out the cast and the action that's going to be in the movie. Coming at number 5 is a movie that I really don't know anything about, but I'm excited because of the people attached. Jordan Peele, one of my favorite directors, doing it right now. I love Get Out, one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Even though Us had some issues, I really like that film as well. I liked how he wrote Candyman. He didn't direct that one, but he co-wrote it, and I thought that movie was great. So I'm excited to see what he has going on here. He's bringing back to one of my favorite actors going on right now, Daniel Kaluuya. Another actor I really like, Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead. He's been doing a lot of indie movies and just proving himself as to be a dynamic actor. And Keke Palmer, who I'm excited to see to get into like a big blockbuster movie and see what she can do. It's just funny with the title of the movie because it's like Nope. Because if people in the black community, when it comes to horror stuff, that's what we say is nope. It's like, get that out of here. Let's not do this. So it's going to be funny to see if that is what the story is or that's what's incorporated, because, he likes to bring some social commentary, some of our flavor into his movies. So I'm excited to see what he comes with on another great cast. Coming at number 5 is Everything and Everywhere All at Once, a trailer from A24, one of my favorite studios that make movies, that came out of nowhere. I've never heard about this movie until the trailer came out, but I saw it blew up online once it did, and I'm super excited. The multiverse is really trending right now, ever since it started in the DC Arrowverse shows, and then obviously, now into the SpiderVerse, then, Spider-Man 3, we're getting Doctor Strange, so we're getting a whole bunch of multiverse comic book stories, but now we're getting original ones. The starring Michelle, who I think is a fantastic actor, and I'm excited to see where we're gonna go with this. It says that it's an older immigrant who is tasked with saving the world and jumping through different universes, becoming versions of herself to find the clues to saving the universe. It's very vague, but it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting title just based on the trailer. The action seems dope. The cinematography and the styling all seems a lot of fun. It looks like there's going to be a lot of humor injected in it while being wonky and crazy. I'm really ready to see this movie. Coming at number 3 is The Northman, a movie I am super pumped to see now that the trailer is out. I was excited because I like Robert Eggers. He did The Witch, which is one of my favorite movies from that year, and he also did The Lighthouse, which was fantastic as well. And he is taking a bigger budget this time with this movie. He moved from A24 and moved to somewhere that gave him a little bit more money, and the movie is about a prince who's seeking revenge after his family is slaughtered, his kingdom is taken. And it sounds like a basic revenge story, but the styling of it, the mood, the violence that's in this movie, especially the specific part of the trailer where somebody shot an arrow and the way he caught it and threw it back, it looked like it's gonna be bonkers and off the wall. And Robert Eggers has a very artistic taste to the way he makes films, and very particular on how he does things. So I'm excited to see how this story is told from beginning to end. He has another movie with another all-star cast. There's so many great actors out now. It's gonna be hard for a high production movie not to have an all-star cast. But The Northman, I'm super hyped to see in April. Coming in number 2 is The Batman. I'm always excited for a Batman movie. He's my second favorite DC hero. I'm a fan. I'm becoming a fan of Robert Pattinson as an actor. Zoe Kravitz is definitely a dope actress. There's a bunch of other actors in this movie that's going to be dope as well. But the most exciting thing about it is that it's a detective noir story about Batman. Something that has been touched on a little bit in the movies, but it's mostly been actions focused in all the past iterations of Batman. But this one, he's facing a Riddler, and he's facing a Riddler that's serious, not like Jim Carrey's wonky one. Someone that seems more like a Psycho from Seven, instead of like someone that should be in the Deadpool universe. So I'm excited to see how they execute this very grounded but very comic books accurate story that was reminiscent of Year One and The Long Halloween and so many other classic Batman stories, even maybe the Quarter Owls a little bit, and how they explore Bruce Wayne not having that Playboy's persona, but and trying to develop that at the same time while being this angsty, grumpy, out for vengeance. This Batman looks vicious. He looks like he's out to almost kill everybody in his path, but just holding back just enough. I'm really pumped. This would have been my number 1 if my number 1 wasn't. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I absolutely love the first Into the Spider-Verse movie. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. One of the best animated movies I've ever seen. The best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. And I put that number 1 on my list of my top 9 Spider-Man movies. You can check the link down below. And I'm really excited to see who they incorporate. The trailer shows Miles. He looks like he's a little older. They show Gwen, but then we get to see more of Miguel, and we see there's a conflict there between Miles and him. I'm excited to see more of the returning cast from the first movie, but how many other Spiders? If you read comics, you know there's tons of different Spider-Mans from across the multiverse, and they can get really wonky and crazy with this one. Plus, Tom Holland did reveal that they tried to get him in the first movie, and I feel like now his schedule should be freed up just a little bit, because I'm pretty sure Uncharted is filmed and No Way Home has introduced the multiverse, and it's both Sony projects. So I'm excited to see what surprises that we get from this movie. I'm super pumped, excited to see this. But there's so many movies coming out this year. I just listed only 10. There's hundreds and hundreds of great movies in the theaters, on streaming, multiple streaming services. Tell me down below, what are your most anticipated movies of the year? Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay tuned for more videos to come. I'm going to be doing my top 10 most anticipated shows of 2022. And I know I keep saying it in every video, but I'm working on that MCU list. So I hope everyone has a great day and be well.